So I just finished up making a guest appearance on the Six Ring Canes show, and they really got me thinking about something. We had a little discussion, and there's something that Mario Cristobal could and should do this season, should try to do, that I really believe would win the fan base over. I'm talking about something that would boost the morale through the roof. And it's not going to be easy. And I don't know if he can do it, but I'm hoping that he can. Let's talk about it. What's going on, Canes fans? Thank you guys for being here for today's video, and I want to see some participation on this one. I want to see the comment section blowing up and letting me know what you guys think. So something that Mario Cristobal needs to do this season, and it's been on my mind for a while. When we look back at last season, what do most people remember about it? And when you talk about Mario Cristobal and the Canes 2022, what's the very first thing that comes to mind? For most people, it's going to be MTSU and that loss. And that's both Canes fans and opposing teams fans. Mario Cristobal got a signature loss in 2022. And no matter how hard he fights, no matter how much this team improves, he will never be able to live that down. And I'm not throwing shots at Mario Cristobal. It's just facts. We could win a national championship 2 years from now. Just let's throw a random example out there. And the one thing that will always be thrown back in our face is people are going to say, yeah, you won a natty, but do you remember that time that you guys lost to MTSU back in 2022? It's going to be something that always gets brought up. And again, understandably so. Zero excuses. I don't care about Josh Gaddis, Kevin Steele, injuries, whatever. We should not have lost to that team. But the past is the past, and we can't change it at this point. So what I would love to see Mario Cristobal and this Miami Hurricanes team do in 2023 is get a signature win. Again, this is something that could really boost the morale of the team and the fan base. And, you know, it's something that looking at the schedule, man, I don't know how feasible it really is when we're talking about teams like Clemson that have been stacking up talent for far longer than we have and competing at a high level for much longer than we have. Florida State could probably be considered a signature win, you know, based off of the curb stomping that they gave us last year. And maybe even a game, you know, like Texas A&M or possibly even North Carolina, because it's been so long since we've beaten Mac Brown and the Tar Heels. But I think that it would be huge. And right now I'm not predicting a signature win. I just want to be upfront and honest with you guys. You probably saw my full season prediction. I'm sitting at around 7-5 or 8-4. My official would be 7-5. But it would just be so big, even if we went 7-5 or 8-4, which is a step in the right direction, but it's just a small step, not a leap, right? But when we're talking wins and losses, it's a positive step forward. But imagine if we went 8-4, but one of those 8 wins was against Clemson. Just think about it for a second. That would be something that we could all look back on and say, you know what? We didn't accomplish our end goal of winning a national championship, but we took down those big bad Clemson Tigers. You guys remember that? What a hype game. What a crazy environment at Hard Rock Stadium. And I think that it could be something that, you know, we could look back on and celebrate Mario Cristobal. You know, because again, I'm expecting an improved team in 2023, probably like most of you guys are. But we have a lot of question marks still. And college football is very unpredictable. So I'm not going to come up here and say that we might not make a run, because we could. We could go undefeated. I don't think we will, but we could. I'm not going to say never. It's not impossible. I've seen crazier things happen, and I would love to be wrong. I need everyone to know that when I predict 7-5, I'd much rather us go 12-0 in the regular season. But when I make my predictions, I take a neutral stance. I set my Canes pride to the side. And if you're not able to do that, That's okay. But that's what I do. That's how I operate things here on this channel. Now, of course, I'm still going to talk trash. Even if I predict an L, I'm still running my mouth, because one thing is for sure. There is always a chance that the Miami Hurricanes can win a football game. We're not UTEP here. There is a shot. I don't care how tough the opponent is. I don't care how bad we are down. There is always a chance, even if it's slim, that Miami could walk away with a W. But I think it would just be so big. So big. And what I want to see from you guys is to let me know how you feel about that. And I want to know if you think that Mario Cristobal could get a signature win this year, something we could remember him by in his second season. And if so, let me know which one. If you don't think that he can, that's okay, because right now I'm on the fence. I have a pretty much L's predicted across the board in most of the big games. I mean, if we were to look at the schedule and my prediction, I have losses to A&M, North Carolina, Clemson, Florida State, and Louisville. I'm talking a game that the opponent is heavily favored, and we come out and we take care of business and we shock the world, and everyone says, "I didn't see that coming." That's what we need to see this season. Now, I want to add one other thing, and I should have plugged this at the beginning. Depending on when you're seeing this, I might cut it and move it to the beginning, because I needed to say this, and I should have said a disclaimer at the very beginning. Don't get it twisted. The more important thing is that we win the games we're supposed to be winning, and consistently. We need to be blowing out teams like the Red Hawks and Bethune-Cookman, and handling business against teams like Georgia Tech, a school that we shouldn't even be in the same conversation with. That is priority numero uno. But outside of that, I'm still telling you that I think a big signature win for Mario would be so big for this fan base. Something that we can hang our hat on and we can say, you know what? I can't believe that we freaking beat that team. We're showing some improvement, and hey, who knows what the future holds, considering that we shocked this team in 2023. And, you know, like I said, if you don't think that we do that, let me know who you would like to see it be against. Which one do you think would be the bigger win for us this season? Would it be Clemson? Would it be Florida State? Would it be that early A&M game against an SEC opponent, considering the fact that we haven't beat an SEC team in like a decade? I'm pretty sure, run the numbers, I think it's been about 10 years. So let's chop it up down in the comment section below. If I had to pick one, all right? Now, you guys already know my season prediction, so I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You already know. But if I had to pick one and I could say, you know what, we might upset that team and get a dub, I would go with the A&M game. And I know you guys are going to argue, but Coop, they went 5-7 last year too. That's not a signature win. Beating an SEC opponent for the Canes seems to be a hurdle that we just can't get over. So I am, in fact, going to consider that a signature win. It's an SEC team. It's Jimbo Fisher. Nobody around here likes Jimbo Fisher. So I would consider that a signature win. I would rather it be against a team like Clemson, just because, you know, taking down Dabo and the Tigers, you know, and you know, I think that they possibly compete for the ACC championship this year, or maybe Norvell and Florida State. But the only one I see personally right now in August as a realistic maybe would be A&M. And that's me just being brutally honest with you guys. But a signature win would just be massive. And it's very needed. Very, very needed. Guys, let's chop it up down in the comment section. Remember, we're all one big happy college football family. But at the end of the day, I got to say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.